everyone, so in my last video I made apple butter from a traditional Pennsylvania Dutch recipe, and today we're traveling back to Dutchland, Pennsylvania to try making apple butter pie from the same vintage cookbook, which is on Project Gutenberg. It's a free cookbook, and the recipe calls for an unbaked pie shell. What I'm doing is something very non-traditional. I'm making my gingerbread coconut oil pie crust to go with the apple butter because I feel the flavors really complement each other. But you could go for a traditional butter pie crust. So I'm emulsifying coconut oil, egg, and yogurt together, and I'm going to let that sit in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes while I mix together flour, sugar, baking soda, salt, ginger powder, and cinnamon. And all these dry ingredients are just going to be mixed together before the coconut oil mixture is added. You can see it's still liquid, so it's easy to mix by hand. Next, I'm just going to add a teaspoon to half a tablespoon of molasses for the flavor and the color, and just work that all into a dough. And it's going to be crumbly, like breadcrumbs at first, so you're going to need to add a tablespoon of cold milk at a time while you knead the dough together. And put that in the fridge to chill. So I let it chill overnight, and it was really cold and hard when it came out, and I was impatient, so I just warmed it up with my fingers and pressed it into the pan. If I had waited and been a bit more patient, it would have rolled out beautifully, but there you go. So here I am rolling out the exact same dough at room temperature to go into a mini tartlet pan to make tartlets, and the dough rolls out really smoothly, beautifully. There's no problem with the dough at all, so do give this recipe a try. Just be sure to let it come to room temperature and don't be impatient like me. So I'm going to make the filling next. I'm gonna start with 2 eggs. So you just break them into the bowl, discard the shell, and give the eggs a little bit of a beating so that they are frothy, and add in the sugar. I cut the sugar in half for various reasons. You add some cornstarch, beat it so that there are no lumps, and add the apple butter. Now you're supposed to add 2 cups of milk. And half a teaspoon of cinnamon. What I found was as I added the milk a little bit at a time, it was getting really liquid, so I ended up only using 1 cup of milk. You could also double the apple butter, which I did for the tartlets. You can see, look, it's a really thin consistency, the filling, so I can't do a lattice like the recipe calls for, but what I'm going to do instead while it bakes is I'm going to roll and cut out my gingerbread pie crust into little gingerbread men, which I think will be really cute on top of the finished pie. The finished pie sets up really well. It's not liquid at all. It's like a firm baked custard. And the tartlets with double the apple butter but the full amount of milk came out really beautifully as well. Now the finished pie has like a custard texture. A lot of people say it's like pumpkin pie. I find it's like a custard pie with a subtle apple butter flavor but a strong cinnamony, like caramel aroma and taste, and the texture is really soft and smooth, like I say, like a custard pie. It really is something special and unique and great for the fall. Have you ever tried or made apple butter before? Do let me know, and if you have any traditional recipes, feel free to send them my way. Thank you for watching, and bye!